Hi everybody, how are you all doing today? This is BA Bad One, and in today's video, I will show you a game I played in Asia Lane Chapayev with one of my fleet mates in Asomers. We will be spawning in the central, southeastern position of the map, and we will try our best to get the B cap by working together. You can see we will be using in-game communication, so any players can do the same, not needing to be in a division in order to work together. Usually, AL Chapayev should be far from enemies, using islands as cover and her long range and good Soviet shell ballistics to hit enemies frequently. However, we can use our fleet mate's long duration smoke to get some cover before we reach the middle position and provide closer support, including the use of radar if necessary. Although only lasting 20 seconds, yikes, the radar long range can be very useful to spot several enemies and get a better idea on the enemy team movement. Since AL Chapayev has a 37mm armor penetration, she can get pretty good raw damage from her shells, since she will barely have any shatters on enemies. The downside to this is that she has a lower chance to set fires. So, mixing all this together, I put Asia Lane Aurora as a commander, due to her unique skill hammering strikes, that boosts HE and AP shell damage by up to 10%, at a cost of 5% reduction in shell grouping. The inspirations I use to help boost her DPM further are Francesco Mimbelli for faster main battery reload and Louis Dufort to boost HE damage further. One could use AL Chapayev Commander as an alternative, however. Her unique skill Cavalier of the Ether, that improves HE shell damage up to 15%, also reduces fire chance drastically up to 90%, and besides, she is more of an agile commander, meaning you will not be having as much fire chance, accuracy and main battery reload improvements as you would, while using AL Aurora. Now, onto the battle. As we get spotted, my fleet mate dispenses the smoke screen to cover me up, as planned ahead, when heading towards the B cap, and the reason why I slowed down on the way here, giving me a possibility to shoot one every visible enemy without having an island in front of me, that may block the shells from hitting their targets. While the fleet mate is spotting, I can provide him with fire support if necessary and radar if he gets spotted or any enemy destroyer smokes up nearby. The American smoke screens dispensed by destroyers are particularly good, as they have long dissipation duration and can keep me safe for a long time. When using smoke screens in such a manner, one must always be wary of incoming torpedoes and enemy ships that may be using radars. On Kutuzov, I always run acoustic chamber to get more out of sonars and fully packed to get more and possibly faster charging consumables, just to make sure I don't get caught with my pants down. Anyway, you can see that we are not setting that many fires, as one probably would with other HE spammers, but we getting some good, consistent, raw damage and are managing to upgrade the range mod rather nicely. Like I said, this is a ship that is usually played from afar, and that is the reason I have this mod installed and not the faster main battery reload one. I have placed that one in Kutuzov, since she is more dependent on the fire chance to get damage out, and I can always count on smokes to keep me safer and closer to enemies. You can see I got detected here, meaning there is an enemy close by, in order to detect me while in a smoke screen. So as we take a look on the map, we can see an enemy DD is on my left, so I am just going to finish of this Vladivostok as I start turning towards the enemy destroyer to take him down. He is close enough to use my radar, in case he smokes up, so there is not a lot of places he could escape to. He gets taken out by one of our teammates, while also being taken out by the enemy's torpedoes. As the battle stands, we have less ships, but have more caps, and these can provide points over time that beat the ship difference score. We have succeeded in capturing the central base, so now comes the time to defend it, and kite away while we do so. This is one of the types of gameplay I like more, as one tries to dodge incoming fire while shooting them back to defend the base. On my opinion, it is a lot more fun than just being behind an island, basically without moving, spamming away HE. Usually it is easier to defend a base than it is to capture it, but when all of the enemy team is trying to get the same one, there is not much you can do but to try and keep changing the enemy you shoot at, to collect defend ribbons. Of course, you if are also their main target, it gets a little easier said than done. You can see that we now have the same amount of ships than our enemies, and that we have a battleship next to the uncapped base, meaning we will be able to improve our advantage over the enemies, even if they manage to get this cap, which they probably will, due to the amount of ships inside it. I am literally trying to shoot everything I have in my sight, getting a few fires along the way and racking up some good damage numbers. How are you liking this video so far? Please remember to give it a thumbs up if you do like it, and to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Please give me your feedback as well, and place any questions and comments on the dedicated section below, that I will answer them all. We are managing to keep this cap away from the enemy's possession, and as soon as my fleet mate has another smoke, he pops it in front of me to help me get unspotted again and able to get some free shots on the enemies. Remember that one does not need to be in a division to do such things, and it is very important to help your teammates in order to win. Most of the times, you can get more XP from the victory bonus than to chase your own XP and end up losing the game, especially if you are trying to improve your win rate. Well, unfortunately, the enemy ends up getting the cap, and I made a bad call when I decided to get into the smokescreen my fleet mate placed, instead of just using it to not be spotted, but once it hits the fan, might as well just steer into the skid, so here we go. We were only spotted by the Francesco Carocciolo, and go dark once he goes boom, but as the battle approaches the end, since we are surrounding the remaining enemies, I thought I could get in this smokescreen and get some more free shots on the enemies, as we are almost with a maxed out epic mod. Unfortunately, our fleet mate smoke has been set a while ago. We won't have much time to use it, so better make good use of it while it lasts, but there are not that many enemies spotted. And don't ask me how, but our battleship on top of the map was unable to get the cap, and is not even contesting it, but she ended up taking a shot and defending it, preventing the enemy from getting it, just in time. Meanwhile, the smoke I was in ran out, so it's time for the frying pan and a go all-out move, as I can no longer kite away Cefeli. So the idea is to try and do the most amount of damage I can while I can, being completely aware that any good shot can take me out, as this ship is far from having anything that can be remotely called good armor. The Duke of York is my main concern for now, as she is coming directly at me, and although she is firing HE shells, she can change to AP at any time, that overmatch me and can easily send me to Davy Jones' locker. We just get the epic mod maxed out, and if this ship was to be played this close to enemies, and I had the reload mod, at this point it would be more useful, to output damage faster, but it is what it is. At this point, I am just trying to run for cover behind this island, while doing as much damage as I can, before I get there. While regularly checking to see if he can shoot some torpedoes at her, but as you can see, they don't reach far enough. Al Chapayev's torpedoes do not have much range, like in most Soviet cruisers, so that is also out of the equation, as we get an island between us and the Duke of York. However, Massachusetts is coming our way, and to her we have torpedo range, but that is really all we can do with her, so back to trying to get some shots out on the Duke of York, before we go out. Being this close to a Massachusetts is rather unhealthy, especially with the amount of health points I had left. She does not even have to bother to take me out. But ultimately, it's the Duke of York that gets the deed done, and that's that from my part, as I get almost 190,000 damage done. Weirdly, the enemy battleship at Charlie Cap managed to best our own, even though ours shot first, in a surprise attack. I do give props however to the Mayoko in our team, as she played a wonderful game, as you will see in the leaderboard. She manages to get more XP than I do and is one tier lower. I do manage to get a nice amount of credits, while using a rare credit booster. So, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, good games and goodbye.
Our team depends upon you.
Much obliged, Commander.
That's how it's done. Nice work. Good game, everyone.
Bye, have a great time.